Welcome to The Intuitive Therapist with Janis R. Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense, deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist, here on the Intuitive Therapist podcast. I'm so glad you're with me today. I love to talk about deep stuff. What can I say? And today is going to be no different. We're talking about the moments that define you. I am a very introspective woman. I think about everything all the time on a very, very deep level. That doesn't mean I'm not fun. I'm fun. I just think about things in a real deep way. But I always think about the things that have happened in my life to get me to this point, to have made me who I am. And I wonder if y'all ever do that too. Like, do you ever look back on your life and if you were to write out a timeline, to take a really, really long piece of paper, and write a timeline and write down the significant events in your life, the positive and negative ones. Could you do that? Like, could you imagine literally putting your life on a piece of paper and making some comments about how that particular event impacted you, how you used it or didn't use it to better your life? It would be a really cool exercise. I encourage y'all to do that. I did that years ago, and it was amazing. Some things that I didn't even remember happening, I was able to recall and then figured out, like, I could see patterns in my life, whether it's relationships or money or health or business or family, whatever it is. It's like you'll be able to see the patterns. But I was channel surfing on my TV one night, and I came upon the movie The Vow. And I'd seen it before, but it had been quite a while. And what can I say? I'm a sucker for a heart-wrenching love story. And of course, Nicholas Sparks, God bless that man. He can write a love story. All of his books are amazing. If you've never read any of his books, oh my goodness, go get them. And his movies are just amazing. So The Vow came on, and it's a true story about a young married couple. Actually, no, I don't think he wrote The Vow. Anyway, forget that. I can't remember who wrote The Vow, but nonetheless, this is a true story about a married couple, and they're very much in love early on, and they get into a life-altering car accident on their way home from a movie theater one night. And as they stopped at a stop sign, Leo, the husband, his wife, Paige, she unlocked her seatbelt to give him a kiss. And suddenly, because it was crazy snowing, a huge truck slides on the snow and rams into the back of their car, and it catapults Paige through the windshield. And both of them are rushed to the emergency room. Paige loses consciousness as well as her short-term memory to the degree that she no longer recognizes her husband as her husband. This is a true story. So Leo, the husband, spends the rest of the movie desperately trying to help her remember Paige, to remember who he is and recall the memories of their relationship. But she can't. And she never does. But one of the things that struck me as I watched this, and I do this a lot, I'm able to kind of extract certain things that I feel like would be helpful to people, and so I like to write about it. And this was one of the pieces from this movie. Leo, the husband, talks about moments of impact that define our lives. And in the movie, he said, a moment of impact is something whose potential for change has a ripple effect far beyond what you can predict. It sends some particles crashing together, making them closer than ever before, while sending others spinning off into great ventures, landing where you never thought you'd find them. And ultimately, of course, the movie ends where Paige is not able to remember her past, but she decides to pursue a new kind of relationship with Leo and build new memories and love, and they end up falling back in love. Each of us has moments of impact. those moments that shape or reshape and define and redefine our lives. These moments are unpredictable both in timing and scope of influence. We don't know when they're going to happen. And it's one of those things that if you truly understand soul, you know that we incarnate in this human form, and our soul has this predestined life experience that we're going to have. And the life experience is the umbrella for all these different relationships and experiences. It's all planned out. If we knew of these painful experiences, we would do everything we could to avoid them. So when we incarnate, all of that is erased. All of that is erased, and we are here to pay our karmic debt. We are here to create a new future. We are here to fulfill our purpose. We are here to contribute and serve. We are here to go through all these experiences so that we can cleanse our soul and grow and ascend into the heavens. So this got me thinking about my life, this movie, and this concept of moments of impact. And really the lives of all my past and present clients, because we all come to where we are in the present with everything that's happened behind us. So what I asked myself, I'm like, what are the pivotal moments in people's lives that forever change who they are? Each of us have different things. And what changes result from following the defining moments? Like, how do people change? What do they do? Are there always these people who feel like life just keeps stacking one shit pile from the next and they can't get out from under it? Yeah, there are all those people. There are all those people out there who feel like they're just a victim of life, right? So they don't get to move forward. They bury themselves deeper and deeper in pain. But what about those who actually use their life experience to change their future? Who of my clients have become now that these moments of impact have happened? And then my next question is, how will my clients use what has happened to them? How will you use what has happened to you to become better versions of yourself? Until I realize that everything that happens in my life has meaning and purpose, I spent many of my years feeling powerless about my life. And during that time, it's where I believed that life was happening to me. And I didn't have any influence over the quality of my life. I didn't feel like I could make different choices. I didn't feel like I could see anything beyond what my emotional reaction was to an experience or the pain that I felt. Look, sure, there are those moments that many of us experience in our lives, like graduation, career advancement, falling in love, getting married, birth of a child, death of a loved one or loved ones. And yes, all of these moments are important. They're important markers. What unexpected moments have been thunderbolts in your life? Like, it's the unexpected moments that truly give us the opportunity to redefine who we are, to sharpen our gifts and skills and ability to cope. What moments have altered who you are entirely and have changed the trajectory of your life completely? And if you feel like it, you can pause this recording and write a little bit about the major life events. Notice if all you're doing is naming negatives. If that's the case, then really look at your life. What of those experiences, how many of them have you used to your advantage? How many of those unexpected defining moments have you used to improve your life? Have you learned a significant relationship lesson, one that you will either never repeat again or one that you will begin to practice from this point on, like a boundary? Have you had a personal or spiritual experience that has altered the types of people you have in your life? Has something happened in your life that has caused you to connect with living intentionally and consciously every day of your life versus just existing, where you are aware of every choice you make, you're aware of the intention you have to live your life, you're aware of the goals, you're aware of your desire and your practice of detachment? Have you learned to rely on your gut instinct instead of listening to the opinions of others? Have you gotten to that point yet where your self-worth is not reliant upon what happens outside of you, whether it's approval or money or acceptance because all of that comes within you. Have you gotten to that point where you're able to define and establish self-worth just based on what you believe and what you do and what you feel? What are the moments of impact that have completely altered the trajectory of your life, and what has been the result for you? We have a choice when these pivotal moments occur in our lives. We can either give into them and wither away, like a lot of people do, or you can grab these earthquake-like experiences by the reins and exploit the hell out of them to make your life remarkable. It's up to you. It's your choice. Think about the pivotal moments in your life. What have you come to believe in now that you didn't before? What have you let go of? What beliefs have you let go of? Have you been able to accept reality as it is and then move forward without trying to make it something that you wish it was? What new commitments have you made to yourself and your life, having experienced these moments of impact? What have you chosen to do, be, and have as a result of these experiences? As long as you inhabit an earthly body, your soul's contractual agreement with the universe will expose you to experiences that live along a spectrum of pain and pleasure, and you will never know when they're going to happen, unless you are tapped into your gift of kind of foretelling. You may be somebody who has the gift of being able to predict things for other people or see things. It may not be so easy to do for yourself, but you will no doubt, no matter how gifted you are, experience the unexpected. So your soul is going to call in people and situations that prompt you to step up to yourself, to change your life, to master your life lessons, to pay your karmic debt. And you are called to step up. That's what these moments that define you are all about. It will feel as if you're being rewarded and punished along the way. But to be very honest, that's a really superficial description of the moments of impact. The way you experience life has to do with your perspective and your perception, because reality is based on your perception of it. How you choose to perceive it determines whether or not you're going to be relieved of pain and experience pleasure, or you're going to stay in pain and avoid pleasure. So here's what I know for sure. Each of us will encounter orgasmic and horrific experiences across our lifespan, and all those things in between. The painful ones, yeah, they're absolutely unfair. But y'all, I'm going to tell you this. Life isn't about fair, unfair, just, or unjust. I know that fair doesn't exist. I know that my most disturbing moments where I kind of get in an obsessive loop of not being able to move through something is when I feel like something is unjust and I can't resolve it. Somebody's done something to me that has just stabbed my heart. And so until and unless I get to a point where I realize, you know what? That's their shit. I have to deal with my shit, and it is what it is. I know that what exists is the opportunity for you and me to either resist using the experience to positively impact your life and the lives of others, or you can be broken by them and consider yourself permanently damaged. It literally is that black and white. I guarantee you there's nobody that wants to be in pain. There are a lot of people that use pain to get attention and love and significance and certainty, but nobody wants to be in pain. So how are you going to use these moments of impact in your life to experience the most joy, the most excitement, the most happiness, the most peace? You have a choice about how you respond to your life and how you define who you are because of what happens in your life. Nobody can influence you to do that. It's up to you. And you know what it feels like to live in integrity, to live connected to self, to be guided by your intuition. And when you're off kilter, you know what that feels like. So when your soul has called in these experiences, as much as they suck and as much as you don't want them, I encourage you to embrace them ultimately and search for the truth in them. Search for the lesson and that pattern that keeps you bringing in the wrong guy or the wrong woman. In the pattern of self-sabotage when it comes to your weight, deal with the issue that makes you overeat, or be bulimic. Deal with the issue that brings in partners that keep that encourage you to keep experiencing the same thing over and over again. Deal with the issue of your addiction or codependency. Deal with the issue of your drive to make money, make more money, where you're ego-driven. Deal with that. And that's how you know you are serving yourself, and then you can serve others. In a previous podcast, I talked about the 7 spiritual laws of success, and one of them had to do with intention and desire and being of service. Go and listen to that. It's a long one, but I promise you, it will help you understand how you can truly be the master of your life. So I ask you this last question. How will you let your moments of impact you? Maybe you need to write about it a little bit. Maybe you need to talk with somebody about it. Maybe just getting them out of this closet that you have with a safe person. I would be happy to be that safe person. Just get it out and start looking at the benefit of the pain that you have, the benefit of the experience. I hope this has helped you look at your life a little differently, even just think about your life instead of just moving forward and going. Looking back can be a meaningful experience, not just filled with regret. If you want to explore some part of your life, it'd be my pleasure to do a reading for you. Or if you'd like to truly shift and change your life for the rest of your life, literally do the hard work, and I'll support you 100% so that you once and for all can shed the patterns that aren't serving you, the behaviors, the thoughts, the beliefs. I'm in if you are. Reach out to me at 404-558-3971 or send me an email, Janis@janisrcohen.com. It would be my pleasure to support you in up-leveling your life. And hey, if you like what you hear, please go visit iTunes, write, review, and rate my podcast. The more reviews I get, the more exposure I get, and the more people I can help, because I know I'm here to serve in that capacity. And as always, have a blessed week, a wonderful day today, and always live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist with Janis R. Cohen. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend and subscribe, rate, and review at iTunes.